There's one book that I consider the most important book for myself and for every other human being on planet Earth that wants to live the most amazing life possible. Now, this book transforms every aspect of your life. Maybe you're looking for better relationships. Maybe you're looking to transform your health. Maybe you're looking to build a business. Maybe you're going through a really tough time in your life right now. Bad health, divorce, heartbreak, business failure, career stagnating. No matter what situation you're in, whether you are looking to bounce back or you already think you're at the top, this book completely transformed my life. And in this video, I'm going to show you the methodology, why it works, and how you can apply these same ideas to take your life, no matter where it is, to the most incredible level possible. Now, to understand this book, you got to understand the couple that designed this process that is transforming the way so many people live their life, because they almost seem unreal, but I can tell you they actually exist. John and Missy Butcher. John is 61 and Missy is 55. They have 4 kids and 4 grandkids. They are the sexiest grandparents you can imagine. Check this out. This is a picture of John's body. And observe how, across the span of 2 decades, this man barely seemed to age. Now let's look at their marriage. We know that today, if you get married, you have a 50% chance of divorce. John and Missy have been together for 35 years, and their marriage and the way they are together is so beautiful to watch. They can't keep their hands off each other. They are still as madly in love today as they were during their honeymoon. But that's not all. John and Missy run 7 companies, the biggest of which, Precious Moments, the porcelain doll company, has done $10 billion in sales. Yet they are not burdened like so many entrepreneurs with endless work and non-stop working hours. John and Missy live a life of incredible freedom. So much so that for 3 months every year, they are able to pull their kids out of school and go and live in an exotic location, just living life with their family, experiencing everything that the world has to offer. And I could go on and on about the gorgeous home that they live in, a home that was featured on the Oprah Winfrey Show as one of the smartest homes in America. Now, when you hear these stories, it sounds like John and Missy were blessed by luck, that they are just remarkable entrepreneurs. But it wasn't wealth that got them this. No, it was something else that caused them to build this dream life. The unique piece of advice from John's father changed everything. And you're going to hear the story directly now from the couple themselves, John and Missy.
Lifebook was literally born out of our deepest pain that we've ever gone through.
Yeah, it was very early on in our relationship too.
When I was 31, I had what amounts to a complete nervous breakdown. It was one of the most humiliating experiences of my life. So I was working 12 to 16-hour days for years in a row. I was driving my career, my businesses, my family, and my financial life forward. Too busy to notice the danger signs. And eventually, it just all became too much, and it just all came crashing down. After years and years of holding everything up for everyone, I simply collapsed under the weight of my own life.
He switched to business right away, probably within a year of us knowing each other. It was really overdrive, just in money, opportunity. But we both grew up poor, and it made a lot of sense to follow that opportunity, so we did.
And I can't even describe what happened next. It was like a freight train was driving through my head. I lost control of my faculties. I had a series of debilitating panic attacks. And if you've never had one of those, it's difficult to describe how terrifying they are, especially the first one, when you got no idea what's going on. You can't see properly, you can't hear properly, you can't think, you can't talk. I had no idea what was happening to me. And it wasn't long before I sunk into what's called a generalized anxiety disorder. After that moment, I was like, my self-image had completely crumbled, and I was at ground zero.
It got so bad that John couldn't even leave our home.
No.
He couldn't go, he could barely go outside.
So I ended up going to a psychologist. Well, Missy and I have lost 3 brothers to drugs and alcohol, 3 younger brothers. And one of them specifically to prescription drugs and alcohol. And so I knew that I wasn't going to go down that road. I knew that if I went down that road, I would probably end up like them. So I literally did not know where to turn. I didn't know what to do next. I had to call everybody that I worked with and said, I am not going to be able to work. There's no replacement strategy. There's no transition plan. You're on your own until further notice. I got to sit down and try to figure out how I'm going to put my life back together.
And when I saw him, I realized that he was broken, like something happened.
Right.
And that had never happened before. And all kinds of other mental problems came up, emotional problems. A lot of his childhood came flushing in. So it was time to really take a look.
I was at rock bottom, and I was stuck. I was frozen. I was not in the driver's seat of my own life. I was not in control of my own existence, and I realized that's the norm out there.
That's right.
And that's when my dad intervened. My dad was watching late night TV one night, and he came across a couple personal development programs, and he told me, John, this is what you need to do. You need to go down this road. This stuff helps people. I know what you've been going through, and this, I think, is going to be a really good idea for you. I'd never done anything like that before. Never encountered personal development in my life. But I didn't know what else to do, so I took him up on it, and I did these programs. I had nothing to do but work on myself, and so I just attacked the personal development world.
We read hundreds and hundreds of books. We went through program after program. I mean, we didn't even know that personal development was a thing or like a genre. And so we both really started studying a lot, and that really, really got John a foothold on the path. And like, okay, now we can take responsibility of where we are. We didn't even know that you could do that, like that you could think about your life and create it the way you wanted to.
And by the way, these were the greats of all time. Earl Nightingale, Dale Carnegie, Brian Tracy, Napoleon Hill. And I kept all my notes from these programs in a little binder. I use it as a place to organize my thinking. This little black binder, it had all my breakthroughs. It contained my goals, my strategies. One page became 2, and then 5, eventually 10, 50. This binder became my lifeline. It would lessen my anxiety just to have it with me, and I took it everywhere I went so that I could refer to it anytime I needed it. So if I started to feel weird or anxious or like I was gonna have a panic attack, I could refer to this book, I could open it up and look at the wisdom in these pages, and it made me feel grounded, and it made me feel solid, and it just gave me hope.
Because you would remember that you had learned that and that it had changed inside of you. And we've joked about it, we called it his life raft, or his life boat.
My lifeline.
Yeah.
Eventually I started calling it my life book. I not only wanted to get out of pain, I not only wanted to get out of that hole that I dug myself into, I wanted to create the best life with my wife that we could possibly create together. So over time, we got crystal clear on what we wanted in every important area of our life and exactly what we needed to do to get it. We identified 12 categories of life that we felt that we had to master in order to live an extraordinary life that works at a high level in every important area. And that became our goal. So everything in our life was aligned and going in the same direction for years in a row. And then something really remarkable happened to us. One day I was walking through our beautiful garden, and I realized the vision for the life that I wanted had become the reality of the life I had. I had everything I'd ever wanted. I'd gone from being totally shut down, totally exhausted, totally overwhelmed, totally confused, to building a truly extraordinary life with my wife in every single area. This life that we had really stood apart. We were
on a growth spurt like no other. And it was so fascinating because it was stuff we'd never thought about before. It was psychology, it was inner workings, and it started changing the way we felt inside, the way we looked at ourselves inside, which was his life raft, basically.
And it wasn't because we're smarter than everyone else or more talented or because we work harder than everyone else. It was because we had gotten more deeply in touch with the people that we wanted to become as humans,
That's right.
the relationship that we wanted to have together, and the life that we wanted to create than any other person that I'd ever heard of in my life. We built that life because we had a life book. So Miss and I immediately realized at that time that the tool that we'd use to create our own life could be shared with others, because this was a system that anyone could apply and it would yield predictable results. So it was clear that Lifebook could help other people do the same thing that we did, which was clarify our life vision and then create the life of their dreams.
So John and Missy Butcher dive into personal growth, consuming hundreds upon hundreds of books, and two remarkable things happen. First, they start seeing patterns, the biggest questions that people are missing out on. They not only come up with the model of the 12 categories of life, but they come up with the 4 most important questions that you have to ask yourself in each of these categories. Together, these give you 48 points of data to structure and organize your life. And his friends start noticing this huge change appearing in their lives. They start asking John and Missy, what's going on? Like, you guys are different. You guys have completely transformed. You're living these dream lives. John and Missy at this point, mind you, they're living in the most gorgeous home. They've been invited to the Oprah Winfrey Show. Their kids are doing incredibly well. They are madly in love, and everybody wants to know what's going on. The only thing they notice is John and Missy both seem to have these strange, massive binders with them all the time. And so, friends said, can you teach us what you're doing? John and Missy at first said no. But after more and more people persuaded them, they decided to share with the world their process of thinking about life. And the very first life book class was formed. That little seminar that they organized for their friends in 2006 would become the life book seminar that I attended in 2010. That changed my life. It would go on to change the lives radically of 100,000 people up to the point at which we are filming this video. There are literally 2,000 stories on the internet that you can browse of people whose lives have been completely transformed through Lifebook. And we're talking about transformation, not in one area, not just I got healthier or I found the love of my life, but transformations where every dimension of your life completely shifts. So as you can see, Lifebook came from the distillation of so much wisdom and so many incredible personal growth teachers today that you see all over television and the web are Lifebook students, from Lisa to Mark Hyman to myself. This is why Lifebook is considered one of the most powerful methodologies anyone can take. More on that in a moment. But first we want to tell you how Lifebook actually works.
After a few years of doing this, we realized something very, very interesting and valuable. We identified the root cause of just about every problem that people encounter in their lives.
That's right. It happened to us, but it could happen to other people. That's what we realized.
We found that almost everyone had no destination in mind for their life at all. No idea of who they are deep down and what they really want out of life. Which means they didn't know which way to go because they didn't know where they were going. They didn't know what to do because they didn't know where they wanted to end up.
Everybody was in turmoil. I mean, there was divorce. Nobody was really happy when we looked around and we're like, okay, this is not how we're going to be.
We noticed that most people are just wandering aimlessly through their lives, floating like a piece of driftwood wherever the tide of life happens to take them. People are reacting to life. They're letting life happen to them. They're living on autopilot. They've given control of their lives to other forces, to other people, to the company they work for, to the school that they go to. They got no sense of what their life is about, like no sense of personal meaning, no sense of their own identity.
It was, again, out of balance. They were working on 1 or 2 categories, maybe 3, and they were all in silos. None of them were communicating with each other, so they were on a collision course just like we were in the beginning.
And here's the thing. How can you possibly expect to get what you want out of life if you don't know with clarity what you want out of life? The most important thing that our years of research and experience demonstrate, one simple fact above all others: your life vision is what makes your extraordinary life possible in the first place. You don't need a magic pill. You don't need some miracle diet or any other fantastical gimmick. You don't need a guru to follow. What you need to do is trust your own judgment, trust your own intelligence, and become the primary driving force behind every goal, every vision, everything that you really want. There's absolutely no reason that you can't achieve the life that you've always wanted. There's no reason that you can't achieve the level of health and fitness, the level of financial success, the quality love relationship, the career success, the spiritual fulfillment that you have always wanted. That's what we help people define and put in place during the course of the Lifebook program. And we did it by helping them get clear on what they wanted in every important area of their lives. In other words, it's the essential, non-negotiable foundation of the life that you've always wanted to live.
It's your roadmap, and that's what happened with John and his lifeboat. When he first had that, it was your roadmap.
My
it was
North
your
Star.
blueprint, your
Yep.
North Star for the life you wanted to live.
So these 12 categories, they make up you, and they define your life. And they're really all you need to think about. And that's exactly what we do during your Lifebook journey. We think deeply about each and every one of them. And we do that by asking ourselves 4 critical questions in each category. The first question is, what do I believe about this area of my life?
The second question is, what precisely do I want in this area of my life?
And the third question is, why do I want that?
And the last question is, what do I need to do to get it?
What do I believe? What do I want? Why do I want it? What do I need to do to get it? And it turns out that those are the great questions of life. Those questions summon the real you from deep within. And here's the single most important thing that we've learned in more than 20 years of doing this work. The answers to those questions are different for every single person.
Because we are all unique, we're all individuals.
There is simply no one-size-fits-all solution in any area of life. And the recipe for happiness, success, balance, and fulfillment is different for every single person, because we're all different. We all have different preferences, different instincts, different needs and desires, and the road to the fulfillment of those desires is different for every single one of us. And that is what makes Lifebook different in kind than any seminar, any coaching system, or any personal development program that you've ever encountered. Because Lifebook is the one personal development experience that's all about you. Yes, we're going to provide thought-provoking perspectives to guide you on your journey. Yes, we're going to motivate you, we're going to inspire you, and we're going to stimulate your thinking. But make no mistake about it, you are the author of your Lifebook. Your Lifebook is based entirely on your individual beliefs, your goals, your needs, your motivations. Because only you can define your life vision. What we do is we simply give you the powerful framework and the guidance that you need to make it happen. Little by little, as your blank pages are filled with your deepest thoughts, with your deepest desires and your deepest aspirations, you're going to get more and more clear on the person you want to become and the life you want to live. The result of most personal development programs is a pad full of notes and some good intentions. But the result of the Lifebook program is something unique. It's something tangible and something concrete. One of the most powerful life development tools you could ever own, your own personal Lifebook. Every single dream, every desire, every goal, everything that you really want will be captured in the pages of that book, and that is a blueprint for your ideal life. Authored by you and for you, it contains something so valuable that very, very few people will ever even brush up against in their life. A crystal clear vision of the extraordinary life that you intend to create for yourself. And the thinking that goes into that will transform your life forever. And there is no higher purpose than that. There is no greater cause that you could commit to than taking the one life that you've been given, this short time that you have on the planet, and make it the best it can possibly be. To pour yourself into your life and give it everything you have and get everything you can from it. That's your job on this planet. Either we're waking up every day and doing that job, or we're not. And one day, you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you have crossed a threshold. You've actually got your life working well in every major area. There's no more longing. There's no more wished-for goal out there in the future. There's no more lack. Stress has been replaced with fulfillment. Urgency has been replaced with a little bit of leisure time. Your life has become extraordinary, and you're growing and expanding from there.
And what was so exceptional about this is that we had started from ground zero,
Yep.
from nothing, from absolutely nothing. So we could build anything we wanted.
Right. Blank canvas.
Blank canvas. Yeah. I mean, and yes, we were in pain and suffering, it was horrible, but really in retrospect, it was a blank canvas. We could build anything we want. Like having a blueprint for your house.
Exactly.
We had built a blueprint for our life, and then there we are, waking up in it, realizing we had built that life together.
So my advice to you, if you're considering doing this program, is to get into a state of total positive expectation, because something absolutely amazing is about to happen to you. You need to set your expectations for this program as high as you possibly can, and then double them. You need to expect massive breakthroughs. You need to expect your life to become radically better and faster than you ever dreamed possible. Because I'm telling you right now, you're a powerful being. You're more powerful than you realize. You can have just about anything you want out of life if you get crystal clear on what that is and commit yourself to it. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you commit yourself to the attainment of that vision. If you just take the time to define your life vision, and then you align yourself with that vision. All the action you take is toward that vision. You get everything going in the same direction. You focus your powers, you can make it a reality. You can find your happiness. You can find your fulfillment. You can have the life you really want.
As many of you know, I've been at the forefront of personal growth and self-development for 25 years, and I can proudly say with confidence that Lifebook is the single most comprehensive lifestyle design system on the planet. Lifebook will give you something immensely valuable that very few people ever possess in this life: a crystal clear vision of the extraordinary life that you intend to create for yourself and your personal roadmap to making that life a reality. Even if you're feeling broken right now because you're going through a health issue, or you just got dumped, or your business doesn't seem to be growing, or you lost your job, or you're feeling aimless in life, or you're going through sadness or depression. Even if you're scared of starting over or mistakenly think it's too late, this is for you. Now, I warn you, this isn't a passive goal-setting program. This isn't some lukewarm vision board or half-baked manifestation mantra. It is an entire system designed to change beliefs, to get you deeply understanding why you're here, to help you craft a vision that is formidable and that comes from your soul, not from outside voices, and to give you the strategy to get there. And this is a key thing about Lifebook that I want to stress. You're not just building a book about where you want to go. No. John and Missy Butcher are smarter than that. You see, when John went through those hundreds of books of personal growth, he digested the key philosophies, insights, belief structures, mental models of some of the world's greatest thinkers. And as you go through Lifebook, bit by bit, he implants these beliefs in you. You can go out there and try to read 1,000 books and spend years digesting them and try to figure this out on your own. Or you can sit for 90 minutes with John Butcher and Missy and have new beliefs, thought patterns, philosophies integrated into your soul. And when you now create a vision for, say, health, or your quality of life, or your love life, you are creating that vision as a fundamentally new person. That is the magic. So you see, every change starts with your belief. In 2015, when my health was below average because I was working so hard in my job, I'd accepted the fate that I was the father of a 7-year-old, I was in my 40s, and I would eventually get a dad bod. But John put in my head new beliefs that aging is optional, that you have mastery over your body, that you can talk to your body, that you can develop protocols that cause accelerated muscle growth, that cause your body to take the shape it wants. And my body transformed, just like John's. Now imagine doing that with every aspect of your being: your spiritual life, your money-making ability, your intellectual life, how fast you're learning, your love life. That's a big one for people. This is why Lifebook is so transformative. Try to think of another program that not only utterly transforms you, but does so in 12 different areas, and furthermore, is transforming you based on a roadmap that you decide is for you. Not someone else's vision, but your vision. It's not for everyone. There's a certain breed of individual that flourishes in Lifebook. Now take a look at some of the people who had the courage and faith to go through this process themselves and see and listen to their stories. Camille started 3 new businesses as she was going through Lifebook. Gabby said, now at the age of 51, I have the body back that I had at 17. Bryce said his sleep improved by 20%. His activity levels improved by 50%. His income and net worth increased, and so did his investment strategies. He would recommend it to anyone. Sheila Cummings is now on track to build her new business and hopefully refinance her home. Heidi said, since Lifebook, I've gone from doing nothing with no aim in life to having multiple projects and companies. Richard Mark said it saved him from attempted suicide the night it was unexpectedly brought to his attention. So here's what you can expect after you enroll in Lifebook today. Everything is hosted seamlessly on Mindvalley's award-winning platform. This platform allows you to access the content on your computer, on your mobile phone, iPhone or Android, even on Apple TV. And everything is filmed in Netflix quality production level. And before you begin the program, there's a 22-minute self-assessment that we're going to give you called the Lifebook Introspect Assessment. This assessment will give you clear data on where you stand in your life compared to everyone else who has done the assessment. It'll show you what areas of your life are thriving, what areas you're falling behind. This assessment immediately will give you profound wisdom on what in your life is doing great and what you're at risk for losing if you don't act now. Now, this assessment will immediately make it clear where you need to invest time, what you need to be aware of, as well as what you can celebrate because you're way ahead of the curve. And thus, Lifebook is the only tool that we know of that doesn't just give you an assessment of where you are, but then helps you raise the scores across all categories. Across 40,000 users who have done the assessment, we see a 25% increase in quality of life scores across the board. Now, the assessment will also give you a life quotient score. You've heard of IQ, this is an LQ. It's a life quotient score from 0 to 150, which will give you a score of exactly how amazing your quality of life is. If your life quotient score is under 100, you need to act now. If it's over 100, congratulations. Let's make sure that you're crushing it in all areas, not just a few. Then it's time to get into designing your personal vision of success in each of the 12 categories. These have been put together in a really deliberate way to help you paint the most accurate and fulfilling picture of the life you want to lead. With John and Missy's guidance, you'll begin to fill in your digital lifebook, category by category, to make it easily navigated and let you organize your thoughts wherever you are in the world. You'll focus on personal categories first. These are the areas of life that are totally in your control. Health and fitness, intellectual life, emotional life, character, and spirituality. For the first time, you're going to discover who you really are, who the person is that you intend to become. The personal categories are foundational because everything else in your life is built on top of your personal life. This will determine the quality of your relationships, your career success, your financial abundance, and everything else. The next section of your life book has been proven to have the biggest impact on overall happiness. So we're going to go deep here. You're going to define your life in terms of relationships. We're going to go deep into each of the relationships which are important to you. You'll consciously design your ideal type of love relationship. Whether you're seeking love or you're in a relationship now and want to make it even better. You'll define the type of social connections and friendships you want. And for those of you who have kids, you'll define how to show up as the most amazing parent to the most amazing children. Imagine relationships that make you the envy of your peers. Now by week 4, you're getting really good at life book creation. So we're going to go into some of the most important and empowering categories: your career and financial life, and your quality of life. This is where you create the vision that causes your income to grow, that causes you to burst through glass ceilings, that causes you to have a life where you never have to think twice if you want to fly business class, where you're staying in 5-star hotels, where you're experiencing the richest quality of life money can buy. And finally, the thing that so few people ever have defined, your overall life vision. Using a special 52-minute guided visualization, using a specific language pattern, you'll discover how to access your subconscious and tap into your true creative potential. You tie together all of your wildest dreams, desires, your soul callings, and bring together with deep introspection a beautiful, elegant, visceral vision, so vivid you can taste it. And this is the secret to literally manifesting your dreams into reality. You don't just know what you want. You don't just believe you can make it happen. You expect it to happen. And you wake up every day excited to take on the next step towards this vision. Now, I've written some of the world's best-selling books on mindset and manifesting. My book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind, at one point was the #1 book in the world, ahead of the combined works of J.K. Rowling and even Tolkien on Amazon. And in that book, I share my story of Lifebook, and I talk about how it transformed me. I speak about this important quality, that when you have a set vision that's crystal clear, and that vision is coming from your soul and not outside voices, you cannot help but make that vision manifest. Because of this, for those of you who believe in the idea that the mind creates reality, or in ideas like manifesting, you are also getting what is probably the world's #1 manifesting tool. And you will be shocked at how rapidly magic infuses your life. Some people take a lifetime to figure this out. Most people never ever do. They aimlessly wander through life. And it's no wonder that sometimes awful situations happen in life. But with clarity, even when awful situations happen, bankruptcy, breakups, health crises, you know exactly how to bounce back. And your bouncing back is so much faster. But not only that, when you have this roadmap, it is inevitable that your life shines in all areas. You don't end up just being the millionaire who has money and a healthy bank account, but has rotten health and is feeling lonely. Neither do you end up as the person with a passionate love life, but completely broke. Nor do you end up as the person who has a high-paying job, but hates what they do and wonders if there's something better for them out there. You end up with a life that is without compromise in any areas. Which is why as soon as I started seeing the results from Lifebook, within a year of my life dramatically changing after attending John and Missy's seminar, I knew I had to get this out to the world. By now you're probably thinking that a program that delivers this much costs a small fortune. And it should. Remember, I paid $5,000 to go through the 4-day Lifebook experience. And as I said before, what I got out of it, my company AFES, my transformation in health, I easily value at $10 to $20 million. But John and Missy, as I mentioned, are independently wealthy. And their goal is to get Lifebook to 1 million users. And so when they began working with me, they gave me one directive. And that directive was this: find a way to bring in automation, to bring in technology, to scale it. So through economies of scale, we can reduce the price by 90% and get 1 million people into a Lifebook. And we made this happen. And so you can enroll in Lifebook today for $500. But if you stay a little bit longer, I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna show you how we're actually gonna further lower this price for you. And not only that, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna give you a guarantee where you can literally try Lifebook without having to worry about spending a single dollar. More on that in a moment. But first I wanna make sure you're really committed to this, because our goal isn't just to get 1 million people enrolled. Our goal is to get 1 million people who go through the program because they are serious about this. We want people in our community who have gone through the program, committed to it, and are true evangelists of the Lifebook methodology. And as more and more people prove what is possible, they serve as beacons of hope for their friends, their family, and their co-workers, and the next generation. No one should find themselves with regrets on their deathbed. That's not a failure anyone should go through. And you know, you can continue down the path you've always been on, feeling powerless or out of control, or feeling that there's something missing in life, sacrificing one area of your life so the other area will float, or worse, passing on the same limiting patterns to your children and grandchildren. Or instead, you could change today, literally today. Each category of Lifebook takes 90 minutes to complete. So even if you go through this program and you just spend 90 minutes on the health section and your health changes, is that worth the price? Probably, but health is just one of 12 categories. You're gonna become a master of the entire art of being human. And you're gonna pass this wisdom on to everyone you love. That's why I'm about to make this decision a no-brainer for you. So let's look at that price. In 2010, Lifebook was $5,000. Today we're looking at $500. That's a 90% discount because we've been able to digitize the entire event, create a Netflix quality production and put it on the world's #1 transformation engine, Mindvalley. But I'm still going to take that $500 price and rip it up into smaller shreds. And then I'm going to take those smaller shreds and rip them up into even smaller shreds. The total investment to join Lifebook is on the page below. Scroll down and check it out and click enroll. Have you looked below the video? Look below the video. There's all the information on the program, and you can click the button to get started. This is a discount of well over 90% of the original program if you act now. Now, a word of warning. I don't know where this video is playing. This is part of a promotion for Lifebook. So this price may not last, and the discount that you're seeing is only on this page. Do not close this page. Act now. But that's not all. As you scroll down that page and click enroll, as a thank you for staying with us, I'm going to give you a couple of beautiful bonuses. In addition to this gorgeous program that's filmed in Netflix quality production, we also got John and Missy together recently this year to record live lectures where they share their newest, latest insights, discoveries, and philosophies from the last 12 months. You'll get 6 of these lectures included completely free. This itself is worth an extra $199. You're then going to get a copy of John's Lifebook. I've gone through this, and I got to tell you, it is mind-blowingly inspirational. I shared my story about how I went from 22% body fat to 13% body fat, and that happened because I made it a goal after seeing that John wasn't aging over 2 decades. I realized that aging is optional. So seeing this man's Lifebook is going to give you new belief models that will literally change your life. Well, you're going to get a copy of John's Lifebook. But that's not all. You do not have to make up your mind right now. Just decide you want to check it out. Now, imagine if you were buying a house, right? You wouldn't just buy a house, you'd want to go into the house, you'd want to walk around, you'd want to see what it feels like, you'd want to look at the colors of the walls, you'd want to experience going up and down the staircase, checking out the bedrooms, and then you decide if you want to buy the house. It's the same here. You're not buying Lifebook now. You're simply clicking enroll so that you can go check out the program, watch as many of the videos as you want, and then before 15 days you decide if you want to keep it or if you want to click and get a full refund. And the refund literally happens through one click. Click on your account page on Mindvalley, click cancel, and the money goes back to you. It's a one-click refund. If you don't feel that this is the single best personal growth program you've ever invested in, give yourself a refund. If you don't feel that within 1 hour of going through this program, new beliefs, new ideas, new identities, new visions are beginning to form for your life, give yourself a refund, all with one click. If you don't like the fonts that we selected or the background music, give yourself a refund. If you're not happy, we're not happy. Our goal is to create a thriving, buzzing community that elevates each other. And this is why we are so passionate about results, about happy customers, about changing lives. So when you click the link below, you'll be taken to a page, choose your payment option, enter your details, and Lifebook Online and all the bonuses will be made available for you instantly. You'll get an email with specific instructions on how to log in. If you already have a Mindvalley account, just use your regular password. If you're new to Mindvalley, look for the email in your inbox from Mindvalley, create an account, log in, and you'll have direct access to Lifebook on the Mindvalley platform, which is on your computer or on your app. Just download the Mindvalley app. Make sure that the email address that you put in when you're buying is the same email address you'll use to register on your iPhone or Android app. Mindvalley today is the world's biggest transformation brand, and we pride ourselves on excellent customer service and incredible case studies and results. It's never been too late to craft an ideal life vision for yourself, one where you don't have to sacrifice certain aspects of your life, where you consciously create what you want and enjoy the journey every day, and one where you wake up every day, look around you, and are blessed and grateful for everything that is pouring into your life. You're surrounded by people, things, and experiences that authentically make you happy. This is not a pipe dream. John and Missy did it. I did it. 100,000 Lifebookers have done this, and we invite you to be our next case study. It's not your fault that nobody taught you this in schools. It's not your fault that maybe through cultural pressure or parental pressure or bad education, you were told that you had to choose certain aspects of life. You were told that you had to accept aging, that growing in your career would require hard work, that being an entrepreneur would make life risky, that you had to selectively choose how you wanted to show up in life, that you couldn't have it all. But it's our responsibility to break all those barriers for you, with you. You've got nothing to lose and quite literally everything to gain. By now, I hope you realize that we've done literally everything we can to remove the risk for you. Remember, all of this is what you'll be receiving today. It's a 90% plus discount. It's a full 15-day unconditional one-click guarantee, and you're getting such an incredible offer with multiple bonuses and even a $2,000 product available for you included. Let's just face the facts. The only smart thing left for you to do today is get this online-only limited-time discount Lifebook program while it's still available, and get on the fast track to achieving your unique definition of success across all 12 dimensions of life, using the smartest, most proven lifestyle design system on the planet. Scroll below this video, click enroll, and let's get you started. I'm Vishen Lakhiani, and I can't wait to hear how your life changes with Lifebook.